Yo guys, it's your boy Rumsey here. Back with some good to step up your in-game efficiency and save your precious time and resources. If you're like me and intend on doing any dungeons or raids before or as soon as you hit 70, you're probably going to want to kill two birds with one stone and grind out your needed reputations along the way. However, after spamming a bunch of dungeons, you may find yourself over-leveled for that area, but still need a few thousand reputation until you hit Honored. And this can be a big snag for a lot of people. A guild member of mine last night ran into this. He was level 66 and had to come back to the Underbog just to grind out another 4,000 reputation. In the current meta of WoW Classic, I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to take care of all this reputation stuff way before you hit 70. And I kind of wanted to put this method out there just in case any of you have forgot about this method or were just simply unaware of it. I feel like it's one of those methods that might have been lost in time a little bit. I'm sure there's plenty of you out there who have already done this method or are well aware of it. But at the same time, I know there's plenty out there who are totally unaware of this method. And I think it's important to put this out there just to save some time for everybody. And yeah, it's a really good way to totally skip your Cenarion grind. And yeah, get you on track and in those dungeons that are optimal for your level. Grinding out the Cenarion Expedition reputation in either the Underbog, Slave Pens, or any of the Zangarmarsh areas is only going to net you around 700 to 900 reputation per run of the dungeon. There are other methods of doing this, but they all involve spamming. And I'm happy to tell you guys that this method does not involve spamming. You don't need a mage, you don't need a coordinated group. All you need is maybe a little bit of gold, a bank ult, or just a portal to Orgrimmar, or the nearest auction house if you're Alliance, and a portal back to Zangarmarsh, and you'll be pretty much done with your honored reputation for Cenarion Expedition. Now without any further ado, let's get into it. This method involves a repeatable quest in the Cenarion Refuge within Zangarmarsh. This repeatable quest is available at level 60, so it's pretty much fair game for anybody who's entered Zangarmarsh or just entered the Dark Portal. As you can see in my inventory, I have 7 stacks of 10 of these unidentified plant parts. These are what we're going to be handing in for this repeatable quest. Handing in a lot of 10 of these unidentified plant parts will net you a whole 250 reputation until honored. Moving on to my auction house, you can see just how cheap these unidentified plant parts are. Halfway through my first Underbog run, I found out about this method and quickly ran to the auction house. To buy 100 of these things, at the current price, it was only like 20 to 30 gold to get my reputation up to honored. And it's worth noting that during this clip, my guildmates and I had probably already purchased about 1,000 of these plant parts, so the prices were a lot cheaper when we needed them for our reputation. But I'm sure you guys already know, the prices are going to fluctuate pretty heavily depending on what server you're on, what time you look, and how quickly you get to this method before a bunch of people start using it. After you've calculated and obtained all the plant parts that you need, head back to Zangarmarsh and talk to Lorana Tharwell here. As you can see, Lorana is located in the Cenarion Refuge, pretty much directly west from the Dark Portal entrance as soon as you get into Zangarmarsh. Unfortunately, I already hit all of the quests before I recorded this, so I'm not able to show you guys what it actually looks like to turn in the repeatable quest, but just trust me, it's there, and you can do it up until you're honored. Another really cool thing about this quest is that every time you turn in the plant parts, she's going to give you a package of identified plants. These packages of identified plants will drop a bunch of junk, herbs, but most importantly, they have a 5% chance to drop an uncatalogued species. This uncatalogued species can be turned into Lorana for 500 reputation at any point within your reputation standing. This means that you can hold on to these until revered for 500 reputation per turn-in. It's important to note that you can only get these up until you're honored, because once you're honored, you'll be unable to turn in this repeatable quest anymore. So it's a really good idea to hold on to these until you're really starved for reputation, or you just need an extra 500 or 1000 to hit whatever goal you're going for. If these plant parts happen to be too expensive on your server, or you're just a thrifty type and like to farm stuff yourself, you can still do this method, and it's probably quite a bit faster than just slaving away in the slave pens or the underbog. Most mobs within Zangarmarsh have maybe a 20 to 25% chance to drop these things, so if you just go ahead and do your normal questing routes within Zangarmarsh, I'm sure you're going to stockpile quite a few of these. And seeing as they stack to 100, they don't take up much inventory space, so you can just let them pile up in your bag until you have amassed enough until you're ready to turn in for reputation. Getting honored with the Cenarion Expedition this quick is definitely a game changer, and I highly recommend you guys use this method before a lot more people catch on to it and the price inflates to the point where it's no longer viable. But even then, even if you have to spend 200 gold to get your reputation up to honored, it's definitely a worthwhile method. And if the prices get too out of hand, or too many people know about this and want to utilize it on their alts or main characters, this is going to be a pretty decent gold method, I believe, throughout most of the life of classic TBC. So all in all, I highly recommend stockpiling these unidentified plant parts, just in case you need some reputation on an alt, or if you just would like to make some gold if they eventually inflate. It's also worth noting that mail is instantaneous from alts, so you can send all these plant parts from a bank alt that's parked in a capital city and just retrieve them on your main in the Cenarion Refuge without having to portal back to a main city. This method is super useful throughout all of classic TBC, so definitely don't forget to utilize this any chance you get. Having a bank alt parked in a capital city is definitely going to put you ahead of the curve in classic TBC, saving you all those unnecessary trips to capitals just for an auction house trip. It's so nice that mail is now instantaneous, and I highly recommend everyone take advantage of it. The Cenarion Expedition reputation is just one key part of the attunement and key processing TBC. I have a lot more really cool methods that I'd like to share with you guys. I've been hardcore in the classic WoW raiding pretty much since its release. I used to play on private servers a lot, both classic and TBC, so I know a lot of little cool methods and a lot of time saving tricks. If there's anything in particular though that you guys would like to see, drop a comment and show some love on this video so I can continue making more time saving content for you. My guild's pushing for a lot of server firsts right now, and I have my work cut out for me leveling up an alt as well. So if I don't get back to you guys right away, just be patient. I definitely will as fast as I can. And yeah, until next time guys, this is your boy Rumsey, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.